From the deep, dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas, Tabbytha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Hello, and welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game.
That is Nikodas. I am Tabbytha, and up next is the infamous, incredible, and wonderful Grebog.
This is episode 185. What is the best pet for the DPS? For those that don't know, that's a reference to something way back
To another game.
to another game. But yes, so yes, we have our affiliate status going. You can like, subscribe, follow here. We also have YouTube. We also have coffee. That you can go if you don't like to support, other ways. Coffee is a good way to do it as well. They don't take as big of a cut. Let's see what else here. So today's episode is clearly going to be about pets. But first, eeny meeny. Hey, we're all in group. Is there a slash roll? There's an emote. Isn't there?
There is an emote, but I think we all have to be in proximity to each other for it to work.
Do we?
What are you trying to do?
This emote, roll dice, is not unlocked. Oh, I have to unlock it yet. All right, Nikodas, what have you been up to? How have you been?
I'm still on the mend. I had a report from my doc that I don't have to wear my boot anymore, which I'm grateful for, but they're still keeping me on restricted duty until March. So that was somewhat good news. Not exactly what I wanted to hear, but probably for the best. Ultimately, I have a lot of healing yet to do. So outside of that, I did pick up Golden Sun on
Sorry.
What? Did you park in the wrong? You just killed my brain. And they
How they normally put a boot on a car? Did you sit in the wrong seat and then they put a boot on your foot?
I was in a seat. It was getting out of the seat that was a problem. I stepped in a pothole and strained my ankle pretty severely. That was back in December, and now they're saying probably March before I can go back to my normal job. So take that as you will. I picked up Golden Sun on the Switch. I played it back in the day when it was originally released, but I'm enjoying going back through that game. That's been fun. Outside of that, I've just been doing my daily on STO and playing Pal World. I'm addicted to Pal World.
Are you eating Pokemon?
Yes, kind of.
Kind of. There's not really a lot of middle ground.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of middle ground. They're not Pokemon. They're pals.
Okay, so are you eating Pokemon-like creatures?
Yes.
You
And
monster.
butchering them and putting them to work. And you know what, though? Even people in the Pokemon universe eat Pokemon.
You are a monster.
There's references to it in the Pokedex. Read your Pokedex. It talks about what certain Pokemon taste like and that certain Pokemon are considered delicacies and whatnot. Like, people in Pokemon eat Pokemon. They just don't make as big a deal about it.
I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight.
Read your Pokedex. It's in there. Apparently, the tails of Slowbro are particularly sought after. I think that was in an episode once too, so I think that's even been in the anime. So don't judge me for playing Pal World. All right, Grebog, I'm going to toss the torch over to you.
Let's see. I still play WoW. I still raid in WoW. We're working on Heroic Farok. So that we're getting closer We've been able to get to phase 3 somewhat regularly, and that's when all chaos breaks loose because, well, with any fight with multiple phases, getting to the final phase, just learning, like, oh, hey, you've learned phase 1. Now you can get through phase 1 easily. Now you've learned phase 2. Now you can get through phase 2 a little more. It just takes a while to learn each phase. And so phase 3 is where we're currently struggling. But we'll get it. Let's see. Outside of that, played a fair amount of STO. I got beat up on Monday, if everyone paid attention to that. They just kept hitting me over and over again. Let's see. I got my KDF recruit to the point where all I have left is finishing off his Endeavor experience a goal for the final one there, and also the getting the number of random cubes done. So I am getting very close to having all that done for the KDF recruit. Let's see, what else? I didn't kill any players on Sunday. And I created a champion, Leshy, for the team to have a tank. That shall be interesting. One of the players found out that since he has a shield, the way Pathfinder 2 works, shields have hit points just like the players do. The shield with a potency rune has more hit points than at least one of the players, and he was flabbergasted by that fact. But let's see. Yeah, that's been most of my week, I think. STO and other games. I'm hoping to be able to pick up the remaining hardware for my computer soon. Which will be a M.2 drive and a case. Is I would like to get another platter hard drive, but because I think one of my ones is old and going to fail sometime in the near future. Though I don't know how quick that is. It's got me worried. It's done a few things that has me. But anyway, Tabby, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Oh, my week has been pretty darn good. I've worked on a couple of very interesting, very amazing work projects. I'm currently down in I'm away from home at the moment, so if my sound and screen look different, it's because I'm currently on my laptop. I upgraded my laptop so it has a terabyte M.2 drive in it, so I can so I'm able to actually like install and run my games like pretty darn smooth on it. I can stream from it if I want, and so I'm very happy with that. Been playing STO, been playing some WoW. I got my hunter up to eye level whatever 155. What is it? 455, I think, is the so I'm actually pretty happy. Given that I am not really doing heavy prog rating, I'm pretty happy about that. Um, so that's about it for me. Oh, I also got to beat Grebog up a lot on Monday, so I'm really excited about that too.
Yeah, 455 is decent. Though I'm trying to remember. I was like, where to help you out, figure out where you were. I was like, depends on like heroic gear drops higher than that. 473, I think, is where you can go up to without aspect crest.
I'm being held back by eye level 400-ish ring and boots. Everything else is 450 to 470 range.
You can get those crafted. I know a jewel crafter that can craft a ring.
Yeah, but we're not on the same server though.
I don't think it matters.
Oh, really?
I don't. I think you just have to send a personal request, and I can get you the name and server, and you can request me to make you a ring if you have all the stuff and whatnot. Yeah, and if
Huh.
you have a spark, one of the new Dream Sparks, I can make you like a 463 ring. I think.
Can I
Nice.
pull us back to STO?
Sure.
Why would we want to talk about STO?
Well, I suppose that's true. I mean, it's not like we're running a podcast for it or anything.
Okay, I suppose you're right. Let's talk about STO, y'all.
So STO this week is having a legendary sale. This is going on now until the 5th. It's 35% off all legendary bundles, including the 10th anniversary bundle. This is the 10 ship legendary bundle from year 10 that everybody always seems to want. And yes, it too is 35% off, so get it while it lasts. They also, the 14th anniversary is ongoing. You need 40 completions at 2 completions per day to get the grand prize, the Alliance Rex Pilot Escort, and man, that ship is something else. There's an episode you can do Taken by Surprise for 2 completions, the new episode Scorpion's Abyss for 2 completions, the TFO Guillotine for 2 completions, the new TFO, the Battle of Wolf 359 for 2 completions, or you can do 2 sets of the Omega Particle Stabilization, and that's worth doing at least once to get the 14th anniversary party popper. Add it to your collection. It's worthwhile. I have not done it yet because I've just been doing Wolf 359, but I realized today that I really want the party popper, so probably going to do that one of these days coming up. If you need a buffer, so if you have a day where you can play the game and then you have a day where you're not going to be around, do an episode and sit on it, or that way when the next day comes, you can just log in, turn in the mission, the episode, get your daily credit, and then you can log out and go on with your life. So you can kind of pre-prep it. Now that only works for the episodes, but there are 2 of them to choose from. So burn through an episode when you have the time, sit on it. Why are you saying no?
That was to me.
Oh,
Our
okay.
horn was blaring in the background for me.
Okay, gotcha. I was just looking at the chat. Tabby keeps saying nope, so I'm like, what? What am I doing? That's really it for the announcements this week. Oh, they did do new artwork for the 14th anniversary. So if you wanted to find that and download it, you can have a new background on your phone or on your computer or whatever for the 14th anniversary. That artwork is pretty cool, so that's worth mentioning as well. All right, I'll shut up now. You guys take the reins. You can talk about the pet data. It's all about you.
Tabby's the one that ran all the data, so.
Oh, we're just gonna pass this all. I pass it to you.
I mean,
you pass it to Tabby.
Well, here
Tabby
I can talk about. So what we did to acquire said data, I can talk about that aspect.
Yeah,
What
you
we did.
talk about the data acquisition, and then I'll talk about the data itself.
So I set up on my engineer, basically a test dummy. I made my engineer a test dummy. I gave him a bunch of the kit modules that will restore health, restore shields, and then that way if I needed to heal myself or restore shields, I had ways to do that. And then we went into PvP with me on the opposing team and had all the pets beat me up. And some of the things I was shocked on how little damage they did, where I didn't even need any of my stuff to keep myself alive. And
Fortis cough.
Yeah, some are more cosmetic combat pets than they are actual combat pets. The poor hordas. They're slow and they don't even do damage. or I mean, barely do damage. But yeah, so that, and then we did combat logs. We would start it, and then have one of the pets beat me up for a while, stop it. I would copy out the combat log, name it something to denote the pet we tested, and then we'd arm it again. I'd start the combat log again. We have another pet beat me up, and we just did that through all the various pets and combinations. So while the data will be accurate, it will give you a good read on how much damage they are relative to each other. Our data would technically not be 100% accurate what you will see in a TFO or a mission. Only reason being is that they do a little squishing of such things in PvP. So it's still going to be a relative, like, you know, the scale is going to be the same on which one's best and which one's worst. It's just, yeah.
It's going to be, it's a good scale in how they relate to each other. But like the raw numbers aren't going to completely match up.
Yep. Are is this places you want to go?
Suggestions. Since it's somewhat brightly lit and we can summon pets.
Sure.
Which one?
I'll just say sure and go somewhere.
All right, I'm at Andoria, so
That's kind of where I figured.
Where is Andoria?
right by Earth.
All right, so the findings of all of our data crunching, and this first one will come as a surprise to no one, is the Targ handler set in which you summon both Targs came out on top. Now you can actually this has two configurations in which you summon the Nanopulse Wartarg and then follow it up with the Targ of Grethor as the bonus summon. Or you can summon the Targ of Grethor first with the Nanopulse Wartarg as the bonus. Now, ultimately, both configurations show roughly identical performance with the highest DPS of 418.75, along with the significant total damage, and they exhibit strong balance between physical damage and shield damage, making them really, really effective. I think one of the Targs focuses on like shield / AoE damage, and one of them focuses on physical. Actually, no, both of them show a good balance. But yeah, and even coming away from the set bonus, even if you split them up, they are individually, they are the next best. The Nanopulse Wartarg solo is the best solo combat pet. And then followed up with the Targ of Grethor, trailing just a little bit behind it. And both of them show a kind of a good balance between physical and shield damage. Now, following it up from the Targs was actually kind of a shocker, and that is the Elachi Walker. That one did amazing damage, both physical and shield, mostly from its exothermic field, induction field. The downside of that is going to be the mobility on this thing really sucks. And it's dependent on your enemies staying inside the induction field. So if you're in a TFO where you're running through really quick, like bug hunt, then all that that incredibly high DPS is it's not really going to be applied very well. But if you're on a if you're in a TFO where you're like bunkering, like say what's the Operation Wolf, where you're just like in 3 different places bunkering, then that's the Walker is really going to shine. After the Walker, you have the A600 Android. And this one almost killed Grebog.
Its burst is amazing.
Yeah, the burst on the Android is freaking incredible. And this one also shows a good mix between physical and shield damage. It does really good AoE in a straight line, so if you can get your enemies to do a Congo, you can get them to get some really good AoE going. The one of the downsides to this one is it has a 1-minute cooldown and a 45-second duration. So you're always going to have like a 15-second window in which the pet isn't up. But I mean, the thing does a bunch of burst damage, and it moves. I mean, and it keeps up with you. So
That's doing pretty good.
So now we get on to our mid-range performers. And that's going to be our combat-trained tardigrade and bioengineered Furiodon, aka Jasper. And I'm actually like kind of shocked that that Jasper came in mid-range. As much as we love him, he only came in middling. The tardigrade does a lot of damage that's physical, and actually does quite a bit of flanking damage because it teleports all over the place. So it's one of the few pets that gets in good flanking damage. And Jasper does primarily shield damage. So I'm imagining in places where you want where like bypassing shields. Oh, for bypassing shields is good, like fighting Borg.
But not on bug hunt.
What's that?
I said, but does not help on bug hunt.
Yeah, it does not help on bug hunt. You'd probably but in places where you want to bypass shields, tardigrade would probably be the ultimately, like, pet damage is so low, it doesn't matter too much. Like, it's not going to make or break. But just saying. Now, the lower performers are the polytrinic acid horda, jackal mastiff, and the plain horda. These pets have very low DPS and overall damage, and they are very slow.
Well, the mastiff will keep up with you, but
the mastiff will keep up with you, but the hordas are very slow. And the Icilium Crystal Horda, which is a Zen Store purchase, shows negligible metrics.
You're almost better off not having a pet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have anything else to slot
which is why the combat trained tardigrade, I expected if you're spending real money that they would do better, which is why the ones that cost Zen were so low. It shocked me.
Well, for what it's worth, most of the pets have been either well, initially they were event rewards, and then later in muds. Um, and then the Horda were actually the first combat pets in the game, and they've never been touched up. They could be. They could take what they've learned from the other pets and kind of update the Horda and make them better. More like what we see in the shows and whatnot. But is that really something the devs have the time or the inclination to do when there's other options out there?
Yeah, now the Targs are Zen Store, and they are impressive.
One of them is. You can only get one from the Zen store.
Yeah,
Well, I guess Muds. You can get the other one from Muds now, can't you?
I believe so.
So you can get them both. They're just expensive. One of them's expensive. One of them's cheap. One of them's expensive. Maybe. I'm not actually seeing it. Let's see. Ground items. I am not seeing it in Muds, but maybe it's something that shows up every once in a while.
I don't remember.
Combat companions. There we go. So the Targ of Grethor is purchased here on the Combat Companions tab, as is the Tardigrade. Both of those are decent. The other one I am not seeing at the
Yeah,
moment.
Nanopulse was an event, but I don't know that they have yet put it anywhere else.
So that one may not be gatherable right now. Now, something I wanted to point out. Usually, you can have two pets out at a time. Usually, there's one exception to that. What happens is when you summon a pet, it'll put all the other pets that you have equipped on a 1 minute cooldown and put itself on a 2 minute cooldown. So at the 1 minute mark, you can then summon a second pet, and you can alternate between the two of them then, and pretty consistently have two pets out.
oh,
I guess
I found the Nanopulse and Muds.
where's it
Okay.
at?
We may not be able to see it since we have it from the event.
Well, true enough. True enough. All right. So it is in Muds. Okay, good to know. There are two exceptions to this. The first exception is we kind of talked about it already. It's the Nanopulse and the Targ of Grethor. When you summon one of those, the other one automatically gets summoned, but also goes on a 1 minute cooldown. So then after that minute, you can summon that one back. It will summon its partner, and you'll end up with three. And then you can bounce between the two and consistently have three pets up. Which one you have two copies of will flip back and forth, but you'll have three pets out. The other exception to that is the A600. When you summon the A600, everything goes down on a 1 minute cooldown, including itself. So at the 1 minute mark, you can then just resummon the A600 and not have to summon any others. So if you are only going to equip one pet, the A600 is probably your best bet. If you are going to equip two pets, then you have more to play with. Or if you're going to throw them on your bridge officers, because your bridge officers will use them just as well. So you can throw all the pets on your bridge officers, and they'll, in general, try to keep two pets out. Again, unless you give them the A600, because that throws off the equilibrium if you try to do a second pet. It'll just turn into a mess. That is the only two exceptions to that rule, though. Otherwise, you can pretty consistently keep two pets out. And that's all I got. So, is that all the information we're tossing out today?
That is all the information we are tossing out.
Okay,
Oh.
we got about 25 minutes, 24 minutes. So let me fix my bridge officers real quick, and then we can go blow something up. I just got to remember who is equipping what. Since I took the
But
pets off
actually, I can
everybody.
give a TLDR. So, the Targ handler sets in both configurations are the most effective combat pets in terms of DPS and overall damage, followed by the individual performances of Nanopulse Wartarg and the Targ of Grethors by themselves. The Elachi Walker and the A600 Android also demonstrate very strong performances, with the exception is the Walker has that mobility issue. So and then if you don't have access to either of those, then and then after that you've got the bioengineered Furion and the combat trained tardigrade, which are also solid pets.
What do you guys want to do? You guys need the daily still?
I do.
I have. I actually have not done the daily on my alt account.
Okay.
So if Grebog could hide my screen real quick, I'll log into my alt account.
Who are you? What? I mean, yeah, your screen is hidden.
Is it though?
It's not being broadcast. And as always, if you're going to buy the Nanopulse Targ from the Muds store, only buy when on a 50% off sale.
Yes, don't pay 8,000 for it. 8,000 Zen equals $80. It is not worth that.
It's just that standard. When in doubt, just wait for a Mud sale, or yeah, anything from the Zen store, really.
All right, you can bring my screen back up.
And I will toss you an invite. Maybe. Anybody in chat care to run the daily with us? Give it a good 10 count here just to see if we get a reply, since we know there is a delay.
Okay, I need to deal phaser damage in space. Easy enough. Tholian ships. Okay. I don't care about the Tholian ships, but phaser damage is easy enough.
Okay. Nothing from our stream, so I'll go ahead and queue us up. We're gonna do Wolf 359, or you want Guillotine this time?
I don't care.
I care not.
All right, I'm gonna do Guillotine just for something different, unless it doesn't pop.
But they fixed things today. For those that didn't know, that there was all kinds of bugs with the Wolf 359, and there was an update that went out. I think it was supposed to go out today. Here, we'll talk about that a little. They resolved some issues with some of the kit modules that were in the latest lockbox, which I don't know if we talked much about. I know I talked to them about how some of those stuff, half the stuff in the recent lockbox was not working as intended. And there were some fixes that went out for some of that stuff. And they also resolved an issue with the task force Operation Wolf 359 that they put in some rare cases would cause some assimilation probes killed. It says is counted towards bonus rewards. I think they meant put is not counted towards bonus rewards.
So even their bug fixes have bugs.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
And the thing that got me was they put in some rare cases. I would put it was so rare, I would say it happened at least 95% of the time.
So it was rare for it not to happen.
That's
Yes.
hilarious. We have not gotten a pop. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to 359. Maybe. Did it even queue you guys? Let me ask that.
I don't.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Maybe we need to leave this map then. Let me cancel that.
Working as intended.
It's a feature, not a bug. I'm going to go ahead and go to sector space just to get out of here. As I warp through Grebog.
It's fine.
We all have phasing shields now, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay, let's try.
We learned nothing from the Pegasus.
I've watched. Well, I'm in the like 4th or 5th season now of TNG.
That is weird. It still hasn't queued me up. What in the world is going on here?
Because I watched the episode Darmok. So yeah, I'm in 5th season.
Okay, I'm not getting the notice that it's even putting me. Let's go ahead and leave group, and I'll reform the team. That fixed it before the last time we had this problem, so
It's a feature, not a bug.
See if it fixes it this time.
It's part of the anti-cheat software, yes.
Okay, back into the event menu. Guillotine. Aha! There we go.
We. Oh,
that was not a great console.
And here we go.
Here's our friends, the Ethereans.
Yep.
And we say friend in the loosest possible definition of the word.
We trust them. They are amazing folks.
Is this Romulan in the veteran ship? That's kind of what it looks like.
What's that?
Oh, the Romulan right above me. I think they're flying one of the veteran ships. I'm not 100% on it.
I think that's what it is.
Is that you? Is that... Let's see. There's Grebog. Who is this? Tier Shaw. Oh, no, that's not you. Okay.
Nope, I'm in the other Romulan ship.
The cloaked one.
Yep.
Is that the legendary?
No. No, this is my free account. I don't have legendary nothing.
Gotcha. I knew that.
Oh, they did say in the 10 forward to expect Elite Wolf 359 as soon as the event is over.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna rush right into that one.
Could be
So
fun.
so everyone can prepare to fail even harder. Because I mean, you can't win it, right?
For what it's worth, I actually really like that TFO. I think they did really good with it.
They did do well with it. I like it. Except I like for some reason I feel like the word parlay should have fallen out of usage.
I mean, we parlay with pirates, right?
Parlay.
I mean, we don't even use that word today.
I think in certain military situations it is used. Like I think the Navy occasionally uses it, although it might only be as a joke. I don't know. Okay, I am at 4, so I'll go knock 4 out.
I'm heading towards 1.
I'll join you at 4.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Nope, I got him first. Okay, if you want to watch 4, then I'll go over to 3 and get 3 started.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to take over 2 as well.
Actually, it's going to be hard to aim at my targets if I'm watching the buoy.
Tabby. This is why we appreciate you. Call out if you need help, if you start to get overwhelmed.
Well, that's like every minute of every day, but
Looks like 1 might be needing some help.
And I'm trying to bounce.
I'll defend 2 while you're gone.
Because I'm trying to get to there's. If I get right in the middle, I might be able to take them as they spawn in.
Oh, I got 1 on 3. Man, these guys spawn fast.
I'm giving these Borg a good teeth brushing.
Yeah, don't forget the trifluoride.
We lost one?
Teach the Borg all about dental hygiene. 6. We lost 6. I got a sphere over here. I got 2 spheres over here. Going back to 2 real quick.
One's done, so I can finish 2.
Alright, I'll let you handle it. I'll go back to 3. 3's done.
Gonna head for 6 now.
Okay. I'll help Tabby out here briefly as I fly by.
Oh, mine just activated. So we
Okay.
just need 5 and 6.
Oh, we've got, you know what? We've got an assimilator getting ready to escape. I'm going to go over there. No escapees on my watch. That was close, though.
I'm hitting them now as they spawn in right on the 6 marker.
I see a tractor beam.
I keep wanting to hear one of them say, "Resistance is useless."
What is it they actually say? Resistance will be annihilated? Something like
Yes.
that? Resist this.
We have an assimilator that spawned between 1 and 2.
Alright, I'm on it. There it is.
6 is the last one to get going, but
And it'll
we're
be done here in just a minute.
should be done, yeah.
Oh, there's another assimilator up. That one's down. Swinging around for the other one.
All right, they're all done.
And now we get the cubes, which are actually pretty small for cubes. Almost tiny.
It's almost like it
Well,
would
they're
take
tactical.
4 of them.
They're technical cubes.
Maybe if you put 4 of these together, you get 1 cube. See, that is something that I think they put it in one of the games that a cube broke apart
Armada
into 4.
2.
Yeah.
Star Trek Armada 2 did that.
I would love to see them put that into like a TFO where like we're fighting a big cube, it starts taking hits and then it breaks into the 4 and just keeps going.
I will say these things can take a hit, though. Well, that's gonna suck. Get out of there.
I should have threat on them.
Oh no, I had a sphere come up behind me and try to blow me up. And at that point, my shields were down, so I was concerned.
Yeah, Dwayne, that's what Tabby was saying from Armada 2. Attack fusion cubes. That to me, that would be a fun TFO to have that feature in. Though, granted, now that I've said it,
What the frel?
You caught in the backlash. All right, guys, let's have a quick discussion here about what we're gonna do next week.
Any suggestions from anyone would be appreciated. If you have something that you would like us to discuss, or we can just bounce ideas off each other until something sticks.
What do we have on the backup here?
On the backup?
Yeah.
As a filler, we have the marks and how to clone them.
Didn't I bring up one the other day?
I came up with a lightning build, aka the Tour of the Galaxy speed build.
That was it. Are we gonna? You want to do that next week?
Is a week enough time to put together a build?
For a racing build, maybe. Depends on missions and stuff that we have to run. Versus, just buying stuff outright.
There's a name for it already, even.
Greased lightning. I love it. I love it. All right. We're going to put that down as tentative, and we'll look at it tentatively. Greased lightning. There we go.
So yeah, someone was talking to me about how they could go faster in sector space because they were trying to do Tour of the Galaxy, and I was trying to help them out a little bit on things I could think of off the top of my head. And I told them the things that they needed to look for, like sector speed on equipment, and if you have the right engines, that have a high warp, speed, stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember looking at that stuff. Okay, that could be fun if we can get one put together. So that's tentatively next week. We'll do a speed build on a ship, and then the week after that, we're actually going to do another ship build. We're going to do a build on the Alliance Rex, so that'll be fun. I actually really look forward to that one. All right, so Monday night we'll be doing fun night. We'll probably be returning to the KDF side and grinding some marks out. Unless we get a request before then. I mean, we're always willing to help people level or earn marks or whatever they may need on either faction. But if we don't get a request, we'll probably just be on the KDF side working on our fleet again. And then potentially or tentatively Grease Lightning on Thursday. And as always, I will see you out there.
Have fun, be safe, don't set yourselves on fire.
Live long and prosper, everybody, and we'll be right back to raid somebody.